शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेधसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीतायाः पतये नमः। कूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविताशाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकिकोकिलम्। अञ्जनानन्दनं वीरं जानकीशोकनाशनं कपीशमक्षहन्तारं वन्दे लङ्काभयङ्करं। नमोऽस्तु रामाय सलक्ष्मणाय देव्यै च तस्यै जनकात्मजायै। नमोऽस्तु रुद्रेन्द्रयमानिलेभ्यो नमोऽस्तु चन्द्रार्कमरुद्गणेभ्यः। ॐ नमः परमहंसास्वादित चरणकमलचिन्मकरन्दाय भक्तजनमानसनिवासाय श्रीरामचन्द्राय ॐ. So we have finished I think 30th sarga in the previous session, and we will be starting with the 31st sarga in this session. So where did we finish is Vishwamitra Yaga Samrakshanam is over. The main purpose for which or rather the explicit purpose with which Vishwamitra asked for Rama's what should I say, Rama's presence, or he asked for Rama for this purpose, which is to protect his yaga, and that is finished. So that purpose is over. But then there is an implicit purpose also. We should perhaps assume that this was the main purpose with which Vishwamitra took Rama, that is to get him married with Sita Devi. So Tikakaras are saying, especially Tilakakara and Govindaraja is also saying, Tilakakara is telling, so Vishwamitra so far has endowed Rama with the Shastrastra Sampada, that Shri, the wealth of Shastra, Astra, etc., which are required for Yaga Samrakshana. So far that he has done. Now what Vishwamitra is doing is he is going to now endow Rama with his Nija Shri, his actual Shri, his actual wealth, that is his actual Shakti. So far Shastra Shakti he endowed Rama with them, but then his actual Shakti is there, Sita Devi in Mithila. Now Vishwamitra is going to make Rama endowed with his actual Shakti, so that the Avatara Prayojanam is complete. So I mean, he is able to fulfill the Avatara Prayojanam. So that's how this chapter is introduced. So beginning from here onwards, there will be many stories, short stories, which Vishwamitra will narrate, and eventually almost in the end of the sarga, they will reach, Rama will do Shivadhanu Bhanga and etc. and get married to Sita. So that is the rest of this kanda. But then in between, many other stories will come. So we will start. Atha ekatrimsha sargaha atha tam rajanim tatra kritarthau Rama Lakshmanau Ushaturu Muditau Virau Prahristena Antaratmana. So Atha tam rajanim tatra. So where did we end in the previous sarga? The previous sarga, so tabhyam sandhyam upagamat. So that day sandhya kala, so the six days or so 6 days kratu it was. So the 6th day Maricha Subahu, that incident was over, and then that evening the yaga was complete, and then it was sandhya kala. So all of them rested, did sandhya andanam and rested, we should assume. And then, so that is what he's telling in this shloka, that they stayed there, Rama and Lakshmana stayed in that ashrama for that night. Atha tam rajanim, atha means thereafter, now after that incident, tam rajanim, that night, tatra kritartha, tatra ushatuhu. So tatra means the siddhashrame, ushatuhu, they stayed there. And this who stayed, Rama Lakshmana, Rama and Lakshmana, and then rest are adjectives to that Rama and Lakshmana. Kritartha is somebody who has now who has achieved their purpose. So Kritarthas, they have achieved what they have to achieve, that is this Vali Maricha Subahu Vadha has happened, so therefore they are Kritartha. So Kritartha Rama Lakshmana, Muditau is both of them are very happy now, and Virau is both of them are great warriors. They have done a great task, for 6 days without sleep they have protected the yaga. Virau Prahristena Antaratmana Ushatuhu. So with a very happy heart, Prahristena Antaratma means so Antahkarana, with mind. So with a Prahristena Antaratmana, with a happy mind. So those two Rama Lakshmana, both of them, Ushatuhu, Tatra Siddhashrame Ushatuhu. Prabhatayam tu Sharvaryam Krita Paurvanhika Kriyau Vishwamitram Rishinschanyan Sahita Vabhijagmatuhu. So Prabhatayam tu Sharvaryam, this prayoga came earlier also. So while the night led to dawn, that is while the night dawned, that is when night ended and when it became morning. Prabhatayam tu Sharvaryam. Sharvari means night. So while night obtained dawnness, whatever. So Prabhatayam tu Sharvaryam, while night dawned. So that is while night went away and the dawn came up. Prabhatayam tu Sharvaryam Krita Paurvanhika Kriya. See, from day one that these people left Ayodhya, Valmiki, no instance he spares that morning they woke up and did their Sandhyandanam, etc. all the morning. See, nowhere he spares that. He doesn't leave that at any instance, not just now, even later. Every day when a new morning comes, Valmiki will say that they did their morning kriyas, Sandhyandanam, etc. They did, he says it. This is the Kanta Sammitataya, I said, so Kanta Sammita ness. This is that what should I say, that prodding of the Kavya is this way. See, everywhere Valmiki keeps saying that they did Sandhya Vandana in the morning, etc. So that shows, that's kind of instigating us also to do our Nitya Karmas, like even Rama, Lakshmana, Vishwamitra, all of them did. So no incident no mention he spares of this Sandhya Vandana, etc. So Kritak Paurvanhika Kriyo. So these Rama and Lakshmana who have performed their morning tasks or oblations nahi, morning Sandhya Vandana, etc. they have finished. So having finished that, Vishwamitram Rishinsh Chanyan. So Sahitav, these Krita Paurvanhika Kriyau Rama Lakshmanau Sahitav means both together. Sahitav, Govindaraja is saying Sahitav because they are always inseparable. Rama and Lakshmana always go together. So Sahitav, so together. Vishwamitram Anyan Rishinscha Abhijagmatuhu. So they went and approached Abhijagmatuhu, went and stood in front of Vishwamitra and all the other rishis. Vishwamitram Rishinscha Anyan Rishinscha. So Vishwamitram Anyan Rishinscha Abhijagmatuhu. They went and stood in front of Vishwamitra and other rishis. And what did they do? Abhivadya Munishreshtham Jwalantam Ivapavakam Uchatuh Paramodaram Vakyam Madhurabhashino. So Munishreshtham Vishwamitram Abhivadya, this Munishreshtha, great Muni Vishwamitra, having done namaskara to him. So how is he? That Munishreshta Vishwamitra is looking like Jwalantam Iva Pavakam. Pavakam Iva Jwalantam. That's the meaning. So he's blazing like fire, that Vishwamitra. Jwalantam Iva Pavakam. Pavaka means fire. So Jwalantam Iva Pavakam. Jwalantam Iva Pavakam means Pavakam Iva Jwalantam. Uchatuhu. So Uchatuhu is, they said, both of them said the following words. What kind of words? Paramodaram Vakyam. So very magnanimous word. Somewhere else the pata is Madhurodaram Vakyam. So it is Madhura and it is Udara. So it is sweet and also it is so very magnanimous words, very hearty words. That's the meaning. Paramodaram Vakyam Madhura Bhashino Uchatuhu. Those two who are Madhura Bhashino. So they speak sweet words. They spoke sweet words. Why? Because they are people who always speak sweet words. So if you take the pata as Madhurodaram Vakyam Madhura Bhashino Uchatuhu. So these Madhura Bhashino, Rama and Lakshmana, who speak sweet words, they spoke sweet words. So that becomes a karana. They spoke sweet words because they are somebody who always speaks sweet words. But then Tilakakara's patha is Paramodaram Vakyam Madhura Bhashano Uchatuhu. Paramodaram is very magnanimous words, that is very hearty words. These two people. So when you already say that they are Madhura Bhashano, you need not say they spoke Madhura words. Somebody who speaks sweet words always speaks sweetly. So you don't have to specifically say that they spoke sweet words. Anyway, so Paramodaram Vakyam Madhura Bhashino Ramalakshmanau Uchatuhu. They said the following words. What did they say? Imausma Munishardula Kinkarau Samupagatau Agnyapaya Munishreshtha Shasanam Karavavakim. So Imausma means, Imo means these two actually. So but then these two means we two here. So this kind of prayoga came earlier also when those astras and all. So ime vayam, they say. So these. So we these. So we the people, like they say. So that's some kind of similar prayoga Valmiki also did there. Here also it is like that. Imo means these two, but then these two means we two. We two. Sma means, so we two are there here. Hey Munishardula Kinkarau Samupagatau. So Kinkarau means your servants. Both of us are your servants. Samupagatau, we are standing in front of you. That is, we have approached you and we are standing in front of you. Agnyapaya Munishreshtha. So hey Munishreshtha, Agnyapaya, please order us, instruct us. Shasanam Karavava Kim Karavava. So it is Shasanam. So this you tell, please instruct us. Shasanam is your order. Please tell what is your order. Shasanam Agnyapaya, instruct us, convey to us what your order is. Kim Karavava. Kim Karavava means what we both should do. Karavava means both of us should be doing. What should we be doing? So Kim Karavava. Now Govindaraja very nicely says Kinkarav has come, so Bhagavan is Bhakta Kinkara. So they are going and standing in front of Vishwamitra's Kinkara. Why? Because Vishwamitra was a great Bhakta and bhakti is what buys Bhagavan. That is what literally Govindaraja is telling. So bhakti krito Janardanaha. Janardana, Vishnu, is somebody who can be bought only through bhakti. So there is a very nice padyam in a movie called Krishna Tulabharam, Telugu movie. So I have written down the padyam, it's in front of me, so I'm reading from there. Very nice padyam. So Sarveshwarudagu Shauri Kinkaru Seyu Dhanamunnade Bhakti Dhanamugaka. Sarvopagatudagu Chakri Bandhinchedu Balamunnade Bhakti Balamugaka. Sarvabhoktanu Jalajatakshu Chaniinchu Phalamunnade Bhakti Phalamugaaka. Sarvagnudaina Keshavuni Meppinchedu Vidyayunnade Bhakti Vidyagaka. So Sarveshwarudagu Shauri. So Shauri is so Vishnu. So who Sarveshwara? That Sarveshwara Shauri. Sarveshwarudagu Shauri Kinkaru Seyu. So that this is there any money? Dhanamunnade, is there any kind of price through which you can buy even Vishnu as a slave, you know? So Vishnu you can buy as a slave. So slave you can buy by money. That's the kind of system perhaps that was there at that time. So is there some amount, some price tag that you can pay for getting Vishnu as your slave? No, there is no price except bhakti. So Sarveshwarudagu Shauri Kinkaru Seyu Dhanamunnade Bhakti Dhanamugaka. So apart from bhakti, there is no other dhanam which can buy Vishnu as your slave. So that is the operative important part here, but I am just reading out the rest of the padyam also. Sarvagatudagu Chakri Bandhinchu Balamunnade. Is there any power with which you can tie that Sarvopagata? So Sarvavyapi, this is all pervasive Chakri. Chakri is again Vishnu. Can you tie? Is there any power through which you can you can kind of control or you can enslave with any power? Can you enslave that Vishnu apart from bhakti? So there is no such power which can enslave that Sarvopagata Vishnu apart from bhakti. Sarvabhoktanu Jalajatakshu Janinchu Phalamunnade Bhakti Phalamugaka. Is there any fruit of an action that can lead you to Vishnu? See, fruit action can give you various fruits, but is there any action whose fruit will give you Ishvara itself? That is Vishnu itself. Is there any phalam like that? Any karma whose phalam is like that? No. Only bhakti is such that its phalam, the bhakti's phalam is that it will take you to Vishnu itself. Sarvagnudaina Keshavu Meppinchedu Vidyayunnade Bhakti Vidyagaka. Is there any learning that can please or that can kind of make even Keshava, Vishnu appreciate you? There is no such vidya apart from bhakti. So Sarvavaradudaina Shangi Sannidhi Jerchu Pathamu Galade Bhakti Pathamu Gaka Kana Itadu Bhakti Galavaralake Gani Parula Kaggamagune Padatulara. That is the padyam. So that is so Sarvavaradudaina Shangi is again Vishnu. So is there any patha marga which can take you to that Sharangi Vishnu? No, there is no other marga except bhakti that can take you to Vishnu. Therefore, Itadu Bhakti Galavaralake Gani. So this Vishnu can be obtained only by those who have bhakti and not by anybody else. So there is a context in which this padyam came up, and the context is that Krishna Tulabharam, I don't know if it is a real story or made up for that movie. So the story is that it is a small sarga, so I'm just deviating and telling you some other story. Story is that after Narakasura Vadha, so Narakasura, one of the reasons why Krishna goes to Narakasura's pura and then does Vadha is because Naraka, that Narakasura takes away Aditi's kundalam, Aditi's earrings he takes away, and then of course he has attacked Devatas, etc. And then Aditi is Krishna's mother also. How is she Krishna's mother? Because Ramana, he was Aditi's son, and Aditi is the mother of all Devatas also. So Devatas, Aditi also goes and pleads to Krishna, see, he has done this great disgrace to us, so he should somehow protect us. So Krishna goes, so Krishna is in Gujarat and Narakasura is from Shonitpur in Assam. So can you imagine, from Gujarat to Assam, Krishna travelled all the way, and then it's not like he flew or something like that. He travelled with Satyabhama and a Ratha. He travelled from Gujarat to Assam and then put an end to that Narakasura. And then it seems that Shonitapura, in Narayaniam this comes. So Shonitapura, it's there in Bhagavatam also, of course, the story. So Shonitapura, the previous name of that was some other name was there of that. So Bhattatri Narayaniam says, so the previous name I don't remember. What that name means is a very dazzling city it is. So hey Krishna, hey Guruvayurappa, you have made that dazzling city into Shonitapura. Shonitapura is where blood is flowing. So such a great war you have fought with that Narakasura. that the dazzling, resplendent, shining city you have turned into a bloodied city. So that is how he says. So this he goes from Gujarat to Shonitapura. Today also in Assam, Shonitpur is there. They say in that part of Assam people don't celebrate Deepavali because it is their king's death, and such kind of things are always there. But then Krishna goes from here to Narakasura's place, and then he, after killing Narakasura, he obtains Aditi's kundalams and then goes back to Swargaloka and hands it over to Devatas. And then in Swarga there, uh, Krishna and Satyabhama see this skulls. You know that what is that tree? So Parijata tree they see, and he likes it. Satyabhama likes that Parijata tree a lot. And then such story is there. To cut a long story short, whatever it is, I mean, I don't know. It's a great story, but to cut it short, what happens is it ends up that that Parijata tree is in Satyabhama's house, and then now Krishna promises, actually earlier Narada, to just instigate some fight, what he does is he brings on Parijata flower and gives it to Krishna and says, whoever is your most dearest wife, you please it Pragjyotishapuraya. That's the name of Narakasura city. So Pragjyotishapura means that so Prakrishtena Jyotihi Yatra. So that is the meaning. So Pragjyotishapura. So anyway, so he gives that flower when Krishna is in Rukmini's Mandira. He gives that flower, and other wives are also there, and says, whoever is your dearest wife, you give that this Parijata flower to her. And then Krishna gives it to Rukmini, and this story goes to Satyabhama, and then Satyabhama feels insulted, and then Krishna says, don't worry, not one flower, that Parijata tree itself I will get for you. And then when they go to Swarga, they get that Parijata tree, and now it's standing there in Satyabhama's place. Satyabhama is now very, she's very possessive. She thinks Krishna belongs only to me. She slights other wives, etc. So Narada does some upadesha of a vrata. So the vrata is that you do the vratam and then you sell your husband. So patikraya vratam, something like that. I don't know, maybe it's made up for the movie. So Satyabhama, Narada does so. Satyabhama asks Narada, tell me some vratam through which I can make Vishnu, so Krishna, as my own and not anybody else. So he does the upadesha of this vratam, where so after end of the vratam, you have to do dana of your husband to that some muni, some brahmana or muni. You do danam, and then you give him some wealth equal to his weight and get that pati back. Then that pati belongs only to you and nobody else. Satyabhama thinks, yeah, I have that money with which I can, weigh Krishna. And then she does the vratam, and then it ends up that how much ever wealth she puts, she is not able to weigh Krishna in equal measure. And mind you, she has so much wealth. So she had Shamantaka money from her father, So Satrajit, her father, had the Shamantaka. He was a Suryopasaka. He had the Shamantaka money, which daily some great amounts of gold it will shower, that Shamantaka money. So even all that money, all that gold she puts, still she's not able to weigh in Krishna. Then Krishna ends up being Narada's slave. And then he starts to tell, he says, okay, what will I do with this person? I'm a Muni. So if somebody can buy Krishna from me, I will give Krishna and take that money. So he goes in the streets of Dwaraka and wants to sell Krishna. Of course, nobody has that dhanam. Ultimately, Satyabhama will come to Krishna. All other wives will scold her, and then she will go and ask Narada what to do. Then Narada will say, there is only one dhanam, that is bhakti, which can buy this Krishna. And that dhanam is with Rukmini. You go and ask Rukmini to bring that and buy Krishna from me. And then anyway that happens. So she goes, and then to dramatize the story, so Rukmini Devi uses one tulasi leaf and she puts it on that balance with bhakti. She puts, because Krishna said so patram pushpam phalam toyam, etc. So tadaham bhakti upakritam ashnami prayatatmana, etc. So she puts that tulasi dalam in the way, and just that one leaf will outweigh Krishna in fact. And then Narada takes that tulasi leaf and hands over Krishna to Rukmini. Whoever buys Krishna from him will get Krishna. That's the story. In that context, this Padyam comes up. Maybe it's made up for the movie. The Padyam also, I don't know, but it's there in the movie, which I have written down. What I'm trying to say here also, Govindaraja is also saying the same thing. Bhakti kritaha janardanaha. Janardana can be bought only with bhakti, he's saying. So this Muni in front of this Muni Shardula Vishwamitra, these Rama and Lakshmana. Who are these Rama and Lakshmana? Sakshat Brahma only. So that Sakshat Parabrahma has taken human form as Saguna Brahma. He's standing in front of Vishwamitra and saying, I am your Kinkara, in fact, it means I am your slave. You order me whatever I have to do, I will do that, he's saying. That shows that Vishwamitra was a great Bhakta, and Bhagavan is a Kinkara of Bhaktas. Even in Mahabharata, we know that he becomes Partha Sarathi. And Arjuna, he says, Senayor Ubhayor Madhye Ratham Sthapaya Me Achyuta, He Achyuta, go and keep my Ratha in front of, in between both the Senas, so that I can have a nice view and such. So he almost slightingly says, and Arjuna himself confesses this later. He says, "Hey Krishna, I didn't know that you are such magnanimous." Himself, so out of kind of friendship and not knowing your true nature, I would have said many slighting things. Hey Krishna, hey Adava, like that I would have said. So please excuse those things, etc. He says anyway. Bhakti is that what buys Bhagavan is what Govinda Raja is telling here, and that's how, because Vishwamitra had that great bhakti, Bhagavan stands in front of him and says, I am your Kinkara, order me whatever I have to do, I will do that. So Anena Swabhaktaya Swanyam Nadadati Swanyam Nadadati Ahuya Nadadati Swayam Gatvaiva Dadati Swatmanam Ishta Vinyogarham Vinyogarham Karoti Yuktam. So what Govindaraja beautifully is saying, so by this incident that Rama is going in front of Vishwamitra and saying, I am your Kinkara, tell me what I have to do, I will do that. So what this means is that Bhagavan gives nothing but himself. So no, he gives no other thing but himself. So that is, he himself he gives to the bhakta, and it's not that he calls the bhakta to him and gives him. He himself goes to the bhakta and gives him. So ahuyana dadati, it's not that he will call him and give him. He says swayameva gatva, swayam gatvaiva dadati. So he goes by himself and gives him, and he gives himself only, nothing less. Okay, so he just gives himself completely, he gives himself. All this is bhakti. So Govinda Raja is very nicely saying. So coming back to the shloka itself, Imausma Munishardula Kinkarau Samupagatau Agnyapaya Munishreshtha Shasanam Karavavakim. What is it that we have to do? Please so instruct us, we will do, order us, command us, we will do, because we are your slaves, or we are your kinkaras, your kind of whatever. So dasas, we will do whatever you want. Interestingly, so even these days this Vamana story is going on. The Vamana story has an extension also. After Bali sent to Patala or whatever Loka, Rasatala or Patala, wherever, Vamana goes and stands in front of Bali's mansion as a gatekeeper there. So that is also there. It's not that, so people say he cheated Bali and things like that. Some narratives you will always build. People are jobless, I suppose. So, but then the story, you should completely build narrative against the story. Then what does it mean that Vamana goes and stands in front of Bali as a kinkara? In fact, in Uttarakanda also there is a story. This Ravana, so he is now great tapasya. He is now a great warrior, and he wants to conquer all over the world. Everybody he wants to conquer. So he keeps traveling everywhere, and he keeps challenging everybody. So order. So I want to fight with you. He keeps ordering like that. So he goes to this Rasatala, Patala, wherever this Bali is. He goes there, and he sees a very shining mansion. He says, okay, some great warrior, some great king must be here. I want to go and fight with him and conquer this loka also. Then he sees this gatekeeper, that is Vamana. So he says, I want to have a fight with that person, your king. So that Vamana also, what is that king? What will you fight with me also? I am his gatekeeper. You can't fight with me. And then he keeps fighting. And then obviously Vamana, Vamana is Vishnu. So what will you fight with Vishnu? So of course he gets a nice beating. There's a lot of noise is created there. Then Bali will come out and ask, what is this? Why are you creating so much noise, nuisance? What do you want? He will ask Ravana. So Ravana will say, I want to fight a war with you. Then Bali will say, all I remember from memory, I'm telling you, or somebody told me, I'm telling you. So I haven't read Uttarakanda. So the story is that then Bali will say, okay, you want to fight a war with me? My kundala is lying there. You lift that kundala and give it to me, then we will fight. So even that kundala, earring of Bali, Ravana will not be able to lift. So he will say, you can't lift my kundala only. What will you fight with me in a war? Anyway, so Bhagavan is like that. He is Bhakta Kinkaraha. That is what he is showing here also. Now coming back to fifth shloka now, eva mukte tayorvakye sarva eva maharshayah Vishwamitram puraskritya Ramam vachanam abruvan. So eva mukte, while Rama and Lakshmana spoke thusly, so tayoho vakye vachanam abruvan. So sarve munayaha maharshayah, all the maharshis there, so they spoke the following words in response to Rama's words. So tayor vakye vachanam abruvan. So eva mukte tayor vakye is, so while these two people spoke like that, in response to that, Tayor Vakye Vachanam Abruvan. So in response to them, the Munis, Maharshis in the Siddhashrama, they spoke the following words: Sarvaiva Maharshayaha Vishwamitram Puraskritya Ramam Vachanam Abruvan. So the Maharshayaha, they spoke, but they spoke on behalf of Vishwamitra. You should take it here, because later in the Sarga he says Vishwamitra said like this, but then here he's saying the Maharshis are speaking. That is, Maharshis are speaking for Vishwamitra also. That is what he is telling, Vishwamitram Puraskritya. So they kept Vishwamitra in front of him, and on behalf of him they are speaking. So his own mind, Vishwamitra's mind, these Maharshis are speaking there. So Vishwamitram Puraskritya Ramam Vachanam Abruvan. So they spoke the following words to Rama. What did they say? Maithilasya Narashrestha Janakasya Bhavishyati Yajnah Paramadharmishtaha Tatra Yasyamahe Vayam. He Narashrestha, he Rama, he best amongst men. So Maithilasya Janakasya. So there is a king of Mithila. Maithilasya Janakasya means, so the king of Mithila who is called Janaka. So Maithilasya Janakasya. So Paramadharmishtaha Yajnaha Bhavishyati. So a great Yajna, a Paramadharmika Yajna is going to happen. Bhavishyati. Tatra Yasyamahe Vayam. So Vayam Tatra Yasyamahe. We are going to go there to that great yaga of Janaka. And then Tilakakara also says this Paramadharmishtaha, you can say Paramadharmishtaha is one word, Parama is, so that great Dharmishta yaga, so that great Dharmik yaga, or you can say Parama is an address, so make it Parama and Dharmishta, two separate words. So Parama, if you make it separately, then it becomes an addressal to Rama. Parama, He Parama means Parama Yasmin Ityarthakam Rama Sambodhanam, he's saying. So Parama. So that is, so this Parama you can say, so that Lakshmi belongs to whom? He, that is this Vishnu, because he's going to get married with Lakshmi as Sita Devi. Or you can say Parama is, Ma is also meaning, so I will read that question. Ma also means Jnanam. You know, Sumatmananda ji, she told me when Pujya Swamiji gave her sannyasa. So in some Facebook comment or somewhere she wrote this also, that Suma means, so Sushtu Jnanam. So that great Jnanam, Ma also means Jnanam. So that Parama means that Paravidya is there in him. So that is his Jnana Swarupa, etc. Such kind of Rama. So that is a Sambodhana you can say. Or you can say Paramadharmishtaha Yajnaha Bhavishyati. Okay, what was the question? See, Mithila is the name of the place, and Maithilasya means of Mithila. That is the meaning. So Maithilasya Raja. Maithilasya means belonging to Mithila. That is the meaning. Maithilasya Janakasya. So Mithilayaha, something like that. So of Mithila. Maithilasya means that. So these people would have, yeah, Mithila. Maithilasya means Mithiladhipatehe. That is the meaning. So Mithilayaha, that is the meaning. Maithilasya means of Mithila. Mithilayaha adhipati. No, it is not. Maithilasya is a different prayoga. Mithilayaha is a different prayoga. So both are Shashti, but maybe some grammar rule is making it optional that you can make this way also or that way also. So that I have to check. Tanchaiva Narashardu, or maybe it is a Chandasa Prayoga, I don't know, Maithilasya, maybe it's a Chandasa, but they are not saying if it is a Chandasa Prayoga, they would have said this is a Chandasa Prayoga. Tanchaiva Narashardula Sahasmabhir Gamishyasi, Twanchaiva Narashardula Sahasmabhir Gamishyasi, Adbhutancha Dhanuratnam Tatratvam Drashtumarhasi, Twanchaiva. So he asked, you know, what is that we have to do? So these Munis are saying, Twanchaiva Gamishyasi, Sahasmabhihi Gamishyasi, He Narashardula, He Narashreshta, He Rama, Twanchaiva, you also, Sahasmabhihi, Asmabhihi Saha, along with us, Gamishyasi, you will also be going there. Adbhutancha, so why you should be coming there? Adbhutancha Dhanuratnam Tatratvam Drashtumarhasi. There is a great Dhanus there, there is a great bow there. Dhanuratnam means a great, so jewel like, so best amongst Dhanus. So that kind of Dhanu is there, Adbhutam. So very great, wondrous Dhanu is there. Why is it wondrous? Because it is Shiva's Dhanu. That story also very briefly they will say here. Adbhutancha Dhanuratnam Tatratvam Drashtumarhasi. You know, Rama, you should see that great Dhanus, you should see it's a great Dhanus. So you are a prince, you will be interested in it, you should be seeing such a Dhanus. Therefore, you also come along with us. Tadhi Purvam Narashteshtha Dattam Sadasidaivataihi Aprameya Balam Ghoram Makhe Paramabhaswaram. Tadhi means Tad Dhanuhu. So he means, so he you can say, okay, back then it happened like that, or you can say he definitely Purvam Narashteshtha, He Narashteshtha Purvam Dattam Sadasi. Sadasi is Makhe Sadasi, Yajna Sadasi, in a Yajna Sadas of, so Daivarata. Daivarata was one of the previous Janakas. Like I have said earlier, Janaka is some kind of a title which is given to all kings of Mithila. So this Janaka called Daivarata. That Daivarata was a particular king, so ancestor of the current Janaka. So when he in a Yajna Sadas to him, Makhe Sadasi. Makha means Yajna, Makhe Sadasi, in that Yajna Sadas, in that Yajna Shala, Daivataihi Dattam, by Devatas it was given. To whom? To Daivarata it was given. And what kind of Dhanu it is? So Aprameya Balam, it has such great power that you cannot measure, you cannot say that it has so much power, is so immeasurable power it has. Aprameya Balam Ghoram. Ghoram is, so is very, so very, even at just by looking at it people get scared. So that is the meaning. Aprameya Balam Ghoram. Paramabhaswaram. Paramabhaswaram is very resplendent. Aprameya Balam, I think one of the Tikakaras also says Aprameya Balam is very heavy to lift also. So the story is that it is Shiva's Dhanus, and Shiva's Dhanus, so the story will come later also, I suppose Janaka will say. So Shiva's Dhanus was, so he uses it during Daksha Yajna, and that Dhanus, these Devatas ask for Shiva's Dhanus from him, and then it is kept with Devatas, and then this Daivarata in a particular yaga, he asks that, he says here later, so in a particular yaga, as a yaga phalam, he asks Devatas for that Dhanus, and Devatas give that Dhanus to him. And why did he ask? So that he can use it in a war or something, Daivarata can use. With that expectation, he asks for the Dhanus from Devatas, and Devatas give him. Where did the Devatas get it from? They got it from Shiva, and Shiva used that Dhanus during Daksha Yajna. That's the meaning. So Daivataihi Dattam is Devatas gave him, and where did the Devatas get it from? They got it from Shiva. So such great is that Dhanus, so that explanation is given. Nasya devana gandharva nasura na chadakshasaha kartum aropanam shakta na kathanchana manushaha. So na devaha kathanchana aropanam kartum na shaktaha. So even devatas, no devatas, in no way, there is no way the devatas can do aropanam. Aropanam is, I think I have said this earlier also, is Dhanus, how is it kept usually is, if you're not holding it, then the bowstring is so it's loosed. So the bowstring connects two ends of the Dhanus. So from one end it is removed and kept, and only at the foot end it is kept there. So there is no Devata who could restring the bow, or rather string the bow there. So how are they explaining Aropanam? This is 9th shloka. Aropanam is Sharap Prakshe Sharap Prakshepa Yogya Jya Sambandhaha. So they have to make that Jya means bowstring. They have to make that bowstring in such a way that it has the power to release an arrow. So how do you make it? You have to refix it to the other end of the bow. So there has not been any Devata. So Nasya Deva, Gandharva, Asura, Rakshasas, nobody could do that Aropanam to that, and not even human beings, nobody could do that Aropanam of the Dhanus, nobody could do it. So Nasya Deva, so Shiromani Kara is very nicely saying, so Devah Kathanchana na Shaktaha, Gandharvah Kathanchana na Shaktaha, Asuraha Kathanchana na Shaktaha, Rakshasaha Kathanchana Shaktaha, Manushascha Kathanchana na Shaktaha. So Devatas, no way Devatas could string it, and no way Rakshasas, Gandharvas, Asuras, nobody could string it again. So here one doubt might come that, so if nobody could string it, why even say that human beings also could not string it? Because human beings seem to have lesser power. So it's assumed that they don't have power. So why mention them at all? So they are so Tirukakara only I think is saying, so it's not a dosha, because even in Manushas we have heard of stories of great powerful Manusyas who seemingly had the power. So even by such powerful men, Nahusha etc. is the example he gives. So Nahushadayaha, even they could not string it. Even amongst human beings who displayed great power, even they could not string the bow. Dhanushastasya viryam hi jignasanto mahikshitaha nashekur aropayitum rajaputra mahabalaha. So many kings, many princes came. So Dhanushastasya viryam jignasantaha. So many kings, jignasantaha, Mahikshitaha is kings, so rulers of land. So these kings, so they wanted to know, they were inquisitive about the strength of this Dhanusha. So Dhanushas tasya viryam jignasantaha, Dhanushaha tasya Dhanushaha viryam jignasantaha Mahikshitaha. So what did they do? They came there. That is the assumption. They came to Mithila and asked to be shown that. But then Nashekur aropayitum Rajaputra Mahabalaha, so that Mahikshitaha and also Rajaputra. So kings and princes also, Mahabalaha, who had great strength, even they, so out of desire or out of inquisitiveness, they came to Mithila to see the bow, but even they could not, nobody could kind of lift the bow and string it again. Nashekur aropayitum aropaitum nashekuhu. So they were not able to string it again. So this is the genesis of the story, that there was some Sita Swayamvara, etc. There was no Sita Swayamvara per se. It was just that the bow was there and Rama happens to see the bow and he lifts it, and Janaka says, it was my pratigna that whoever lifts this bow and strings it, I will get him married to Sita, or get Sita married to him. So that was a pratigna. But then the genesis of, in movies they show many kings come and try and then they fall down and then Rama goes and such thing. This is the genesis of that story, that many princes, kings came but nobody could lift it. So this is not, it is an incident of past. In the past many people tried but it could not happen. तद्धनुर् नरशार्दूल मैथिलस्य महात्मनः तत्र द्रक्ष्यसिका कुत्स्थ यज्ञञ्च परमाद्भुतम्. So तद्धनुर् हे नरशार्दूला, हे रामा, so मैथिलस्य महात्मनः तद्धनुः तत्र द्रक्ष्यसि. Tatra means Mithilayam. So in that Mithila you will see Drakshasi, and what will you see? Tadhanuhu, that great Dhanus you will see. And Mahatmanaha, Janakasya Maithilasya Dhanuhu, that Dhanus which belongs to Janaka, Mithiladhipati Janaka, that you will be able to see. If you come to Mithila with us, you will be able to see. Tatra Drakshasi, he Kakutstha, Yajnyancha Paramadbhutam. And not only that Dhanus and that great Paramadbhutam, Yajnyam also you will be able to see. One of the Tikakara says Yajnyancha shows that you will be able to see Sita Devi also, Yajnyancha. So Dhanur Drakshasi, Yajnyan Drakshasi, Sitamcha Drakshasi, that's the meaning. So Cha means Sita Devi also you will see. तद्धि यज्ञ फलंतेन मैथिलेनोत्तमं धनुः याचितं नरशार्दूल स्नाभं सर्वदेवतैः. So this is what I was saying, that Devarata asked this from other devatas by the yajna. I think the word Devarata itself means that one who has done great aradhana yajnas of devatas. Tadhi yajna palam tena मैथिलेनोत्तमं dhanuः. So tad dhanuः Maithilena is Mithiladhipatina, that is here Devaratena. So Maithilena Yajna Phalam Yachitam, Sarvadevataihi Yachitam. So he asked all devatas as Yajna Phalam Yachitam, he Narashardula. This Dhanu, Maithila here is Janaka. So Maithilaha, Janaka I told you is a title for all the, all the kings of. So here this Maithila is Devarata.
The first line.
Sorry?
Sixth verse also maybe.
Yeah, there he says Janakasya anyway. Like I said, Janaka is a title, and the particular Janaka who asked for that is Devarata. Devarata is an ancestor of the current Janaka. His current Janaka also has some name. I have said that in the first Sarga or somewhere also. So the current Janaka he's also Janaka. He has that title Janaka. All Mithiladhipatis, he himself will say Janaka, the current Janaka, Sita's father. He will say that. So this is the and then the name of that Mithila, the current Mithiladhipati. I said all this earlier. It's not perhaps mentioned in Ramayana itself, but it is mentioned in Bhagavatam. From there, that shloka I said in Navama Sarga it comes. So all kings in that lineage are called Janaka only. The specific Janaka who asked for that as a Yajna Phalam was Devarata. So Tadhi Yajna Phalam Tena Maithilenottamam Dhanuh. Maithilena Janakena. So that is Devaratena Yajna Phalam Yachitam, Sarvadevataihi Yachitam, by all. So he asked it as Yajna Phalam from the Devatas. And this Dhanus is Sunabham. Sunabham is, so Nabhi means actually abdomen, but for the Dhanus, Nabhi means the middle portion where you hold, Sunabha is that pidi, the place where you hold to the bow. That is a very attractive kind of middle part of that Dhanus. So Sunabha is explained as, they give some explanation for that Sunabha also, 12th shloka, right? So Sunabham, Shobhanam Mushtibandha Sthanam. So that Mushtibandha Sthanam where you hold it, that is very attractive to see. And then they are saying, see Uttamam Tadhanuhu. So anyway, I'm not reading from the portion. What they are also saying, that Devarata is the one who asked as Yajna Phalam. So he did a great Yajna, and probably all Devatas asked him, what do you want as a result for this Yajna? And then he asked for this Dhanus, Shiva Dhanus, as a Phalam for him. So this is there right now from Devarata's time, that Shiva Dhanus is being worshipped in that family. That is what he's going to say next. Ayaga bhutam nripates tasya veshma niraghava architam vividhair gandhair dhupais chagar ugandhibhihi. Did I leave anything in the previous shloka? Tadhi yajna phalantena Maithilenotamam dhanuhu yachitam. That uttamam dhanuhu yachitam. Uttamam dhanu is that great dhanus, and there's another adjective for the dhanus which is sunabham. Sunabham uttamam dhanuhu yachitam Maithilena devaratena sarva devataihi yachitam yajna phalam yachitam. That is yajna phalatvena yachitam. As a phalam for his yajna, he asked for that dhanus. आयाग भूतं नृपतेस्तस्य वेश्मनिराघव अर्चितं विविधैर्गन्धैर्धूपैश्चागरुगन्धिभिः आयाग भूतं सो नृपतेः वेश्मनि हे राघव हे राम सो नृपतेः वेश्मनि आयाग भूतं it is so that is आयाग भूतं तिष्ठति इत्यर्थः. that is आयाग भूतं means it is something that has become so it has become something that is to be worshipped. आयाग भूतं means yajaniya devata bhutam ityartha. Yajana here means puja, so it has become something so worshipped. It has become, what should I say, an object of worship for people in that lineage. Ayaga bhutam nripate tasya veshmani, tasya nripatehe veshmani. Here veshmani you should say in the house or in that lineage of those kings. It has become ayaga bhutam. Ayaga bhutam is it has become an object of worship. So one of the Tikakaras also says that you invoke devatas. Say devatan nyasascha yagartha eva pratimadav. In all vigrahas also you invoke devata there only for the sake of puja, like that. So this dhanus also has become a kind of a medium for invoking devatas and doing puja there. So ayaga bhutam means that is how Shiromani Kara is interpreting. Ayaga bhutam nrupates tasya veshmani. In the house of the Janaka kings it has become an object of worship, he Raghava, and they are worshipping also. How are they worshipping? Architam, it is being worshipped. So it has been worshipped, or it is continued to be worshipped also. Vividhair gandhaihi dhupaish chagaru gandhibihi. By gandha, by dhupa and other fragrant substances. Agaru is a particular kind of substance. So that agaru gandhibihi, by that fragrant agaru, etc. So it is being worshipped since that time. Eva muktva munivarah prasthanam akarottada sarshi sanghas sakakutsthah amantrya vanadevataha. So eva muktva munivaraha, that munivaraha Vishwamitraha eva muktva. So he didn't speak so far. All the munis spoke, but then munivaraha eva muktva means, so it was his opinion that all the other munis also spoke. Eva muktva munivaraha prasthanam akarot. Tada means thereafter prasthanam akarot. That is, he started going from the Siddhashrama. And how did he go? Sarshi Sanghaha, along with the Rishi Sangha. So Sarshi Sanghaha, Sakakutstha. So along with the Rishis there, and along with this Kakutstha Rama. If Kakutstha is said, Lakshmana. So Rama is said, Lakshmana is also included. Sakakutstha is along with Rama, and that means along with Lakshmana also. So he started going. Prasthana Makarot. But before going, he invited all the Vanadevastas. Amantriya Vanadevataha. So Vanadevataha Amantriya Sarshi Sanghaha Sakakutstha Vishwamitraha Eva Muktva and then Vanadevataha Amantriya Prasthanam Akarot. So you have to add one cha and eva, all those things that Tikakara is saying. So cha means you should always, so even if cha is not there in a sentence, for Anvaya you can include cha. So that is Vishwamitraha Munivaraha Eva Muktva Vanadevataha Amantriya cha Prasthanam Akarot. That is, having spoken the following words to Rama, then he kind of invoked all the Vanadevatas, and then he spoke to them, he speaks to them the next two shlokas, and then he started going from there. And how did he go? Along with all the rishis and along with Rama also. And then what did he say to those Vanadevatas? Having Amantriya means having invited them. So having invited them, what did he say? Swasti vostu gamishyami siddha shramadaham uttare janhavi tire himavantam shilochayam. So swasti vostu, so swasti vaha swasti astu. That is, may good happen to you, hey Vanadevatas. Siddhaha aham siddhaha. I have become somebody who has accomplished. That is, I have done I wanted to do this yaga and I have done it. Therefore, Gamishyami Siddhashramat aham Gamishyami. Aham Siddhaha Siddhashramat Gamishyami. I have achieved my purpose and now I am going away from this Siddhashrama. So it shows that it actually means that he is completely vacating Siddhashrama. That's why he has invoked the Vanadevatas and said, now you take care of this place. I am going from here. Where are you going? Perhaps Vanadevatas asked. So he is saying, Uttare Janhavi Tire Himavantam Shilochayam. So where am I going? Where are you going? So he is saying, Janhavi Tire, Uttare Janhavi Tire. That is on the northern banks of Janhavi Ganga. So Himavantam Shilochayam. Shilochayam is great tall mountains are there by the name Himavan. So that Himavan mountains, so Himalayas, I am going away from here. And Tikakaras are saying he is going away to Himalayas, but he takes the Mithila route. So Mithila Dwarena Himavantam Gamishyami. So I will go to Mithila, and from there I will go to Himalayas. That is, he is vacating Siddhashrama now. इत्युक्त्वा मुनिशार्दूलः कौशिकस्य तपोधनः उत्तरां दिशमुद्दिश्य प्रस्थातुम् उपचक्रमे इत्युक्त्वा, having said those words to those vanadevatas, Munishardulah, Kaushikaha, Vishwamitraha, who's Kaushika, who's a great Kaushika is, he comes in that lineage of Kusha. That story will come, all that will come now. Munishardula is that great Vishwamitra, Tapodhanaha, so somebody for whom his wealth is his tapas, so that is Tapodhanaha. Uttaram Dishamuddishya Prasthatum Upachakrame. Upachakrame is he started. So Prasthatum Upachakrame means he started going. And how did he start going, or where did he start going? Uttaram Dishamuddishya. So facing northern direction he started going. That is, he has to go to the north anyway. And then even when you start from an auspicious direction, you face east or north and go. And that's how he started going also. Tam Rajantam Munivaram Anvagad Anusarinam Shakati Shatamatrantu Prayane Brahmavadinam. Tam Rajantam Munivaram. So that Munivara Vishwamitra who was going, so some people followed him. Who followed him? So Brahmavadinam Anusarinam Shakati Shatamatram Prayane Anvagat. Anvagat means followed. Anu means so Anusarinam also means that. Anvagat means followed, and then Anusarinam means, so all Tikakaras are saying Anusari. Anu means, facing something or following something. So they also followed northern direction and went. It could mean that, or they also followed Vishwamitra. So they are behind Vishwamitra and they are following him. Anusarinam Brahmavadinam. Brahmavadis means so Jnani. So Brahmavadi, Novadanti, etc. It comes in Shvetashvatara Upanishad. These great Jnanis. So Brahmavadinam, Anusarinam, Shakati Shatamatram. So actually what followed is 100 carts. But then 100 carts of what? 100 carts of these Brahmavadins, of these followers or these Munis. 100 carts which had these Munis followed Vishwamitra. That is, 100 carts having these Munis followed means, Tikakaras are saying that that in carts there were these Yajna Sambharas, etc. All these, these Munis have, what do they have? They just have some, they wear some tree bark and things like that, and then what they only have is those implements which are used for yaga. So 100 such cart loads followed him, and these Munis also followed him. Shakati Shatamatrantu Prayane Anvagat. Prayane means while Vishwamitra was traveling, in the journey of Vishwamitra, these 100 carts also followed him. 100 carts contained what? 100 carts belonging to these Maharshis, etc. followed him, and those carts contained all the Yajna Sambharas, etc. the things that are required for yaga, which is all the wealth that these people have. So that followed him. So Shakati Shata, Shakati means, so Shakata means, cart, and Shakati Shata is 100 carts followed. So Shakati Shata Matram. Matram means, so Matra means measure. A measure of 100 carts followed him. And one of the Tikakaras, I think Govindaraja says, only 100 Shakatas followed, the rest of them stayed here. So that much meaning perhaps you need not give. Shakati Shata Matram means 100 cart loads. That's a unit of, so that's the number count. So 100 carts followed Vishwamitra, and 100 carts, and the rishis also, Siddhashrama Vasi also. Yeah, that's what it means. Anu means following, Agat is there. So, and not just the Munis, but then also Mriga Pakshi Ganashcheva Siddhashrama Nivasinaha Anujagnur Mahatmano Vishwamitram Tapodhanam Nivartayamasa Tatas Sarshi Sanghassa Pakshinaha. So Mriga Pakshi Ganashcheva. So those Mrigas animals, and Pakshi birds, all of them. So groups of them, Ganaha, Mriga Pakshi Ganashcheva Siddhashrama Nivasinaha. Those birds and animals lived in that Siddhashrama. They are the residents of Siddhashrama. So see what. So they also followed Anujagmuhu. They also followed. Whom did they follow? Mahatmanaha Vishwamitram Tapodhanam. So Mahatmanaha is those. So they are also very magnanimous birds. That's the meaning. They are also following courtesy. So Vishwamitram Tapodhanam, that Vishwamitra, who is a great tapasvi, whose wealth was his tapas, that Vishwamitra, these birds, etc. also followed. And then see why they followed. They are the original inhabitants. This Vishwamitra, everybody is a guest, and then when guest is leaving, you follow that guest to some place, up to a certain point. So for example, so we have this small gate in front of our door. So up to the gate, if somebody comes, you see them off till the gate, you go, and then they go away from there, and then you come back home, something like that. So these animals and birds also followed Vishwamitra up to a certain distance, and then nivartayamasa tataha sarshi sanghasa pakshinaha. So pakshinaha, those birds, nivartayamasa, he sent them away. This Vishwamitra sent them away. What kind of Vishwamitra? Sarshi Sanghaha. So this Vishwamitra, who was having all these munis with him, that Vishwamitra along with the munis, he sent those birds away. That is, birds went back, but the munis and Vishwamitra are continuing. That is one interpretation. Only Govinda Raja says even the munis he sent back. But be that as it may, what the other Tikakaras are specifically saying, that the birds he sent back and the munis followed Vishwamitra. So Nivartayamasa is he made them to go back, he sent them back. Now, and that is, it shows that when guest comes, you have to follow them for some. When the guest is leaving, you follow them for some time and then you go back to your place. This exactly is what he Valmiki uses as a nice simile in Sundarakanda, when Hanuman is jumping from that, that hill, Mahendragiri or something. So when he's jumping from that hill, so because of that great whatever speed or velocity with which he's jumping, all the trees, everything, stones, trees and all things, get uprooted. And because of that whatever speed, that they also jump and then they fall down. So Vishwamitra very beautifully gives an example. It is looking as though these trees are sending off Hanuman. So sending off means when relatives come, you send them off up to a distance and then you come back. Like that, these trees also rose along with Hanuman for some time and they fell down. So that he is comparing with how relatives follow, how hosts follow guests when they are going back. Anyway, te gatva duramadhvanam lambamane divakare vasam चक्रुर मुनिगणा शोणाकूले समाहिताः ते गत्वा दूरमध्वानं गत्वा. So दूरमध्वानं, adhvanam means, so adhvanam is path, दूरमध्वानं is they went a little distance. So gatva, having gone further, for some time they went, for some distance they traveled, and then what happened? Divakare lambamane, Divakara is sun, lambamana, so this Divakare lambamane is while the sun was setting, that lambana is setting down, the sun was setting. So Divakare lambamane, while Divakara was setting, while sun was setting. So Shonakule samahitaha, by then, so how much far did they walk? They walked up to the point where they reached Shona Nadi. So Shonakule, Shona means, so actually it is Shonaha, and the feminine version of that river, Shona, becomes a feminine word, they are saying. So that Shonakule samahitaha, by then they reached that Shonakula, Shona Tira they have reached, and there they Vasam Chakruhu, those Muniganas, Vasam Chakruhus, they stayed for that night, they are going to stay there. So they stayed there, they halted for the night in that place on the banks of river Shona. Te stangate dinakare snatva huta hutashanaha Vishwamitram puraskritya nishedur amitaujasaha. So mind you, so Divakare Lambamane, while the sun is about to set, they halted. It's not that the sun set and then they halted. They halted when they knew that the sun is about to set. So why did they do that? Because when the sun is setting, they have to do Arghya Pradana, etc. So that is what they do. Astangate Dinakare, while the sun has set, they offered their Arghyas, etc. Snatva, so Snatva Huta Hutashanaha. Snatva, first they had their bath in the Shona Nadi, perhaps they had their bath, and then Huta Hutashanaha. Hutashana means fire, and Huta Hutashanaha means they have kindled the fire. That is their Sandhya Kala rituals they have done. Having done that, Vishwamitram Puraskritya Nisheduhu Amitaujasaha Vishwamitram Puraskritya Nisheduhu. So they went and sat in front of Nisheduhu means sat. Vishwamitram Puraskritya Nisheduhu, they went and sat in front of that great Vishwamitra. And then Ramopi Saha Saumitrir Munin Stan Abhipujyacha Agrato Nishasadatha Vishwamitrasya Dhimataha. Rama also, Ramopi Saha Saumitrihi, along with Saumitri, Munin Stan Abhipujyacha. So Munin Abhipujya, this cha includes that they did their Sandhya Vandanam, and then they also did pranama to all the munis there. Munin Abhipujyacha. So Tan Munin Abhipujyacha, this by Chakara you can include. They did their Sandhya Vandanam also. So that Sandhya Vandanam is over, Muni Vandanam is also over. That way you can say, or you can say this Munis they did Vandanam, Sandhya Vandanam they did is anyway included, and then Cha includes Vishwamitra also they did Abhivada. Anyway, Muninstan Abhipujya, they worshipped. That is, they went and did pranama. Or one of the Tikakara says Abhipujya and Cha means they went and worshipped, they went and did pranama also. Cha includes that. Agrato Nishasadatha Vishwamitrasya Dhimataha. Vishwamitrasya Dhimataha Agrataha Nishasada Atha. Atha means thereafter, after doing all that namaskara to all those munis, they also, this shows that the munis didn't go away. Okay, munis are also there. So Agrataha Nishasada. In front of Vishwamitra, Agrataha, in front of Vishwamitra. So Vishwamitrasya Dhimataha, that intelligent Vishwamitra, in front of him, they went and sat down. And then what did they do? Atha Ramo Mahateja Vishwamitram Tapodhanam Papracha Munishardulam Kautuhala Samanvitam. So Atha Ramaha, thereafter that Rama, this Atha also is Mangalikartha, because now very nice story is going to start in the next Sarga. Atha Ramo Mahateja Vishwamitram Tapodhanam Papracha. So Munishardulam Papracha. He went and asked this Vishwamitra, Munishardula, Munishreshtha Vishwamitra, Tapodhana Vishwamitra, he asked. And how did he ask? Kautuhala Samanvitam Papracha. So along with great inquisitiveness, he asked Vishwamitra. What did he ask? Bhagavan konvayam deshaha samruddha vanashobhitaha shrotum ichchami bhadrante vaktum arhasi tattvataha. Bhagavan, he Vishwamitra, konvayam deshaha. Konvayam means to whom does it belong? Kasyayam ityarthaha. Konvayam deshaha samruddha vanashobhitaha. So this desha is, how is this desha? Samruddha vanashobhitaha. Great, this forest wealth is very great for this desha. So as a nice thick forest is there, so great wealth is also going to be there, I suppose. So samruddha vanashobhitaha shrotum ichchami. So whom does this belong to? That I desire to know. Shrotum ichchami bhadramte. So may good happen to you. Vaktum arhasi tattvataha. Tattvataha means yathartataha, completely. So you have to tell me. Please tell me. I am very inquisitive to know to whom does this great desha. So nice forestry, etc., etc. is there. Maybe he also knows that in Ayodhya city there was no so much greenery, like even in cities today we don't have so much. But then when he goes to forests, he is very amazed by the forest wealth. Anyway, so Nodito Ramavakyena Kathayamasa Suvrataha Tasya Deshasya Nikhilam Rishi Madhye Mahatapaha. So that Mahatapa Vishwamitra, so Ramavakyena Noditaha or Choditaha is another patha. Ramavakyena, he was pushed, or he was instigated, he was pushed, literally pushed by Rama's Vakya, Rama's question, or Rama's words. He was pushed by Rama's words, and Kathayamasa, he started saying the following words. And who? Suvrataha Vishwamitra who has done great vratas, etc. Tasya deshasya nikhilam rishi madhye kathayamasa. So in the assemblage of those rishis, Rama asked the question, and the assemblage of those rishis, Vishwamitra is also answering. And what did he answer? What did he say? He told about so tasya deshasya nikhilam kathayamasa. That is the entire story of that desha. He started telling, and then this Mahatapa Vishwamitra, he started telling. Now this Noditaha is a very important usage here. Or Choditaha, he is instigated by Rama's words. Elsewhere also this Choditaha, etc. came, but here it gains special significance because now beginning from here he is going to tell his own story. So in the next chapter onwards, his ancestry he is going to say, and a little later he will tell his own story also. This desha belongs to Kushanabha. Kushanabha is Kushanabha's son is Gadhi. Gadhi's son is Vishwamitra. So this Vishwamitra's grandfather's kingdom, that is, something like that. So Kusha was Brahma's Manasaputra. Kusha's son was Kushanabha. Kushanabha had 100 daughters first, and then he will tell the story of those 100 daughters in the next two sargas. Then in the third sarga he will tell about his father's birth, Gadhi's birth, all that story he will say. So Kushanabha had 100 daughters and one son who's Gadhi. Those 100 daughters are married to somebody called Brahmadatta, and this Gadhi is his son. So he didn't have sons. For the sake of son, he does some yaga or something, and then Gadhi is born, and to Gadhi's son is Vishwamitra. So this story he is going to say. See, Noditaha, therefore, see, he was not very keen about telling his own personal story, but because Rama asked him, he was pushed by Rama's question. That is also Vatsalya for Rama. He started saying. Mahatmas are like that. They don't talk about their personal stories so much, but sometimes when they are in that, kind of that mood or whatever, and then out of anugraha towards you, they will start speaking. That's what it means. Noditaha here means that. And now he's going to, in the next sarga, he will tell the story of Kushanabha. This particular story has great impact on Rama's own making. You will see when we see the story. So don't open the book tomorrow. It's a great suspense. You will see how the story has kind of made Rama. Even Tattvidandaji says this one story that Rama has took very, very personally, and he has implemented it in his own life, which we will see in Ayodhya Kanda. So similar incident will happen with Rama also. We will see that. So that is nothing but how Pitruvakya Paripalanam, etc. This is the story that has inspired Rama the most. The story that is going to come mostly either in the next sarga itself or in the sarga after that. But the story is going to begin in the next sarga. The story of those 100 daughters of Kushanabha. So that he is going to say. and because it is his personal story, perhaps he was not very keen on stating it, but Rama pushed him. So out of love for Rama, he started telling that story. इत्यार्षे श्रीमद् रामायणे वाल्मीकिये आदिकाव्ये बालकांडे एकत्रिंशः सर्गः. In fact, at the end of that story, whenever it comes in this sarga or next sarga, Rama also, Valmiki says Rama was thinking about that story in the night time. After the story was narrated, he talks with Lakshmana and he is deliberating on the story. Makes great impact on him. That we will see in the next session, which will be tomorrow. ओम यत्र यत्र रघुनाथ कीर्तनं तत्र तत्र कृतमस्तकाञ्जलिं बाष्पवारि परिपूर्णलोचनं मारुतिं नमत राक्षसान्तकम्. ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ओम शांति शांति शांति. हरि ओम तत्सत्. श्रीरामार्पणमस्तु. So if there is anything, you can